to accept. There we go. Well, hello, hello. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Paula, Felicia.
So good to see you. And I'm so grateful to be here with you and start this soul to soul, heart to heart conversations. And our intention, and please correct me if I'm missing or losing something or some points, I suppose. Our desire is to have a ripple effect of hope and healing for whomever decides to listen to our conversations. And who shall I start with? I'm going to start first with you. So, Sophia, as a profession, she's a psychotherapist, specialist in EMDR. And we will go into that when the time comes. And from my understanding and what I know, it's 30 plus years in practice. And what leads her into this practice is her love for humans, for life, for everything that exists, really. And I'm so grateful to have met her. Um, we both are Romanians, and we've met in Canada, Toronto here, and we've had a wonderful workshop. I'm not going to go into it, but that's how we met. And we've had some transformational moments. And even speaking about it, I get goosebumps all over my body. It's just the memory of that the few days that we spent together were surrounded by others like us. It wasn't just the two of us. It was incredible. I'm forever grateful. And I myself, Paula Felicia, chosen by the one above to be a homeopath with passion, much like Sophia, towards the pain, the suffering of humanity, and wanting so badly to understand it and to transcend beyond and to reconnect with the hope and peace in our hearts. That's, I say, God gives us. But others can say, the source, the universe, whatever feels right for them. I will leave it open. From my perspective, whatever helps, please use it as long as you feel better. So now to you, Sophia. How would you like to start? You
Thank
came up
you.
the best title of the conversations, Soul to Soul. So the baton is in your hands.
Thank you, Paula, Felicia. I asked you before, how do you prefer me to call you, Paula or Felicia? And you said both. So I'm going to use both of your names because each of them has so much power and significance and meaning in it. And thank you. I'm so delighted to be together, to have this through the power of synchronicities. We agreed, we came with the idea. I don't know even who came first with the idea, but it was a co-creation, and we said yes to it, and we chose to have this conversation, soul to soul conversations together. There will be. This is the first one today. And we chose the topic for today. Uh, what better topic than love? So we will start with love because this is, as you're saying, it's our intention. It's part of each of our curriculum in life. We come here to relearn love, to return to love, to become once again even more full complete love. And this is the curriculum for our souls and our life experiences and everything that we go through. As you are saying, they are God given with this purpose, the purpose of our soul. So today, our first topic together is healing the loved ones. Um, So I will start actually, it's good when we have a conversation to always define the terms, to say, what do you mean? What do you mean loved ones? Like what are loved ones? We all talk about love and we need love and we want love, but what are the loved ones? And the loved ones, it's a term that came to me. So it's not necessarily a professional term or academic term, but this is how it came to me, loved ones. So, what I mean by loved ones in this conversation is we come into this world with a deep need and knowing for love.
Mm,
And the love that we know when we come into this world is the true, pure love, is the unconditional love. And when we enter this world, the world of humans, uh, especially in the first years of life, we really need this love, first of all, for survival, for our physical survival. And Mother Nature created even baby animals or babies in general, very cute, very lovable. So they will be taken care of, they will be nurtured, they will be loved. So they will have a chance at life in this world. The seed is there; it's coming into this world, and it needs, just like the seed of a tree, of a plant, of a being, it needs nurturing, it
mm,
needs care, it needs tenderness, it needs just the right amount of the ingredients, of the love ingredients, as I call them, in order to have that start and to grow until the stage where it can become strong enough, secure enough, with secure roots, with stability, and then to continue its growth until it fulfills its full mission. So, from the seed that we are coming, in our seed, it's inscripted in our DNA, it's inscripted everything that we are meant to fulfill through this experience in this life. So we come into this world with this need, and then we encounter the world of humans. And we come in the likeness of what created us, of the divinity. But then when we encounter the humans, we meet the human world with the human laws, with the human rules, with everything that is going further and further away from unconditional. We come into the world of
well
condition.
said.
And
Yes.
this conditioning with the rules, with the ropes, with the chains, with the ifs, with the dance, with the expectations, with everything in so many colors and shapes that it's coming, we enter it, and we come with the need. The need is there. I want to meet love. I am love, and I want to meet love in oneness. But then through these interactions, through these experiences, and the first humans that are teaching us the models of the love in the world are usually our parents, our primary family of origin, right? And we come clean with not many reference points rather than being love, being pure love, being light. And then we start learning the rules of the game of the human love in this world. And the more we engage with this, the more confused we become, the more lost we become sometimes. But we enter this journey of returning to love in the end, and returning to ourselves as love. But this journey that it's filled often with pains, with wounds, with suffering, with confusion, because of this whole mess created, and confusion created from these entanglements, from these ropes and chains and conditions and expectations and pressures and forces and demands and all of this that belong to our human nature, they are created by us as humans. They are not natural. They are not in pure natural forms. They are made up.
Mm,
But then we take them for real, as if they are real, although they are just games. They are just constructed dynamics. We
mhm,
take them for real, we get lost in them, and then we sink into these dark mazes, dark holes, and in the process, love that used to be unconditional, used to be pure, it's darkened in a way. Clouds are covering it up. We um, in our need for defending ourselves and our need for surviving, for protection, we start closing ourselves up, closing our heart. And love, the matter of love and relationships become uh, are attached with the pain and fears and struggles and hard work and all of these heavy, difficult emotions and feelings and states that we have. So the love wounds, the way I see them are in psychology, there is a theory called the attachment theory. And the
mhm,
attachment theory, developed a while ago by John Bowlby and then taken by Mary Ainsworth, um, explains love and relationships through the dynamics of attachment. Attachment, it's different than love per se. That again, it's the critical word. It's unconditional. It has no condition. It just is pure,
mhm,
clean, no strings attached, no agendas, no manipulations, anything. And attachments are the ropes, the cords, the emotional umbilical cords that we connect from one another with the most significant people in our life. And through these connections, like we have the umbilical cord with the mother physical one that it's released at birth, the physical one, but then the emotional one and the mental one, they keep growing. And these are more binding than freeing. Love is free. It's like trees in a forest or in an orchard.
yeah,
Attachment is bounding and comes with conditions, comes with expectations, comes with demands, comes with contract, written or unwritten contracts. So then we try to learn these contracts. So the attachment theory that refers to uh, what we learn about love, relationships, about us, about the world, and others based on the early interactions with our primary caregivers,
mhm,
usually our parents, right? And we learn based on the model that they give us, right?
yes,
So, what we learn in the first 2 years of life, especially, we learn about trust or mistrust.
mhm.
Can
Accept,
I that's yes, that's later, but trust is the foundation of relationships, is
absolutely.
the pure foundation in any relationship, child, adult, any relationship. If there is no trust, it's like building on sand, wavy uh, ground, because everything is going to be demolished at any
Yeah.
point if there is no trust, right? So in the first year and couple of years of life, this is what we learn, the foundation of relationship. Can I trust you
Mhm,
to be there for me? Can I trust to be safe
mhm,
with you? Do I feel safe? Safe, again, is the primordial, primal need. I need to be safe, even physically safe, right? Can I trust, because in the first years of life, I cannot take care of myself. I cannot survive even physically on my own. So I need to be taken care of. Can I trust that you will love me enough to take care of me? Can I trust? Do I learn that I matter?
mhm.
that
Even if
my
even
exist
if I cry, even if I whatever I do, right?
exactly. So
No matter
crying,
what
it's
I
a
do,
language.
of course,
I don't have the words yet when I'm a baby, and I express non-verbally and through sounds that I can produce at that time. Crying, are sounds in distress. Can I trust that you will
bingo.
hear me, not what you want to hear, but can you
Yes,
hear me? Can you see me for what I
yeah,
am? And this is a critical part again, because seeing me for what I am, the child says, usually we don't see each other for what we are. We learn to see others based on what we want from
our own
others.
our own lenses.
Exactly, or what I want. If I'm a parent, I see you based on what I want you to be for me in
Mm,
the role of my child,
yes,
the way I want you to even make me feel as a parent, as a mom. I want to be a good mom. So then if you are crying, to me it might mean that I'm not a good mom. And you
mm,
make me feel bad about myself, and then I'm going to respond accordingly, not in a loving way, but in a fear-based way to your crying. So instead of hearing you and trying to read your language, what is it that you need right now? What is it that you are trying to communicate with me right now? And responding to those needs, your needs, not my needs, because I am the parent. My
yeah,
role is to respond to your needs. Then again, everything becomes mixed up. So I don't hear you, I hear myself. I don't see you, I see myself, not even myself, I see my image of
yeah.
myself even.
I
So there
believe
are layers and layers, and so in this way there are disruptions right away and poor modeling in terms of what love is. And also we learn that I need to earn this love. I need to be what you want me to
I'm
be so you can
expected to be.
love me. Exactly. I
Yeah.
need to communalize myself in order to receive my primary need, which is for love and care. And then I enter this game that it's never ending, and it's not love giving, it's suffering giving, it's fear creating, and all of this from here. This is the primordial wound and wounds. They talk about the original sin. It's not about sin, it's the original wounding
Mhm.
that keeps growing, just like a tree that takes direction in not vertically but in a different direction, and keeps being wounded and harmed, and then its growth it's affected. So these are the original wounds, the love wounds. And again, based on the attachment theory, we develop these attachment styles in childhood. So the attachment styles primarily they are secure versus insecure, safe or insecure, right? I'm not feeling safe. And secure, it's one, but the insecure one has three ramifications. It could be they define it in anxious or preoccupied. Insecure attachment where I'm clinging, I'm dependent, I don't know what I need to do, what to be, I'm afraid of losing the love, of being rejected, of being abandoned based on the traumatic experiences. Then it could be insecure avoidant. So I learned that, you know what, my needs are not going to be met. If I cry, nobody cares. There won't be responded. I cannot trust others to take care of me. So then I would better shield myself. And then I push away. I become distant. I create this distance. I close myself up. And this is how I'm going to relate to others and relationships. And then there is the third insecure disruptive attachment style, where it's based also on traumas and abuse and neglect. So it's very chaotic. It's like a roller coaster where it's very unpredictable, right? And this is what I learned from others, that I don't, sometimes they are warm and nice, sometimes I'm beaten up, sometimes I'm thrown, sometimes I'm yelled at, sometimes, but this inconsistency, this roller coaster creates lots of confusion, and then I'm very chaotic myself. And this is reflected. So these attachment styles, we carry them, we form them in childhood, in the first part of our life, and then we carry them with us as adults as well. And they play different actors, different playgrounds, but we carry and play the same dynamics. We reenact the same dynamics with the same wounds. They become stronger. And then there are in the adult relationships, in romantic relationships, in friendships relationships, in parent-child relationships. So in all relationships, especially the closest ones, we play these roles. And the interaction between them come the dynamics, let's say in couple relationships, pain dynamics, wounded dynamics, because if let's say we have two different insecure attachment style, one is anxious, one is avoidant, let's say. The
Mm-hmm.
anxious one fears every sign of rejection through a word, through a distancing, through taking a space. And it's like, oh no, 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 I cannot lose this. I will do anything. I will be anything to get that back. The other one is like, I need my space. I cannot engage. It's not safe for me to be emotionally available, to be vulnerable. Emotions are putting me in a very uncomfortable place, love including. So then these dynamics are playing, and then from what initially is there is the falling in love, so there is pure love, there is the attraction, there is the potential for that space, then eventually go back to the conditioning, to the ropes, and to the chains, and to that squeeze. And sometimes love itself has no much room in there, or life to be able to be, and we think it's love, but it's unhealthy dependence, or these dynamics of control, of dominance, of getting what I need, of this trading. It's a coin, a currency in the name of the love, but there is no more love there. It's something else, but not love. Again, love has no condition and it's free. So these
Yeah.
are the loved ones, as I call them. And the good news is that although without intervention, without help, without awareness, they tend to be perpetuated. And that's how we repeat our history. No matter we change places or relationships or people in our life, we play them all over again because they are part of us. But
Yes.
there is healing. They can certainly be healed. And then we with healing we return to who we are. We return to the correct love. And that's we make room actually for love, rather than all of this squeezing and pulling and ropes and chains, and again dominance and exchange, and I love you if you love me, if you please me, if you make me feel good about myself, because I give you, you're supposed to give back. It's a mess, but it's not love. So this is what
That's
I
not
mean
love.
by
That's not love. So, Sophia, it's wonderful how you went and you give this thorough explanation from the beginning to now. What I would love to, if you have, I'm just trying to think, if I wasn't in the field that I'm in, if I wasn't speaking your language, sort of, right? Would I understand what a wound is? Maybe let's give some example, one example or two maybe of how that is formed and why is it a wound? Because yeah, okay, the baby is born and the parents love him and cries, and different cries mean different things. And you get as a parent, you learn how to respond to certain whine sounds or cries differently, and what each cry means. So when in that first 2 years, let's stay with that because I think that's the first 2 years are the most important years of any one of us as a human
relationship.
life,
Yes, in terms of
right? On
relationship,
all
yes.
levels in terms of relationships.
Mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
if we go there, let's see in the first year of life, how a wound can form.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
as a parent, of course, I understand. It's just I'm thinking those ones that maybe not may not be parents.
Mhm.
I think parents may have a little bit of more of understanding, but even so, we don't because we limited them. We're not gonna get there now, but just for the purpose of understanding the wounds forming.
Yes, yes. And we are all parents. We might not be physical parents, but we know parenting because again, we are parented. So
Yes,
we
you're
came
right.
into this world and we had parents. And then again, relationships, it's also a relationship with ourselves. So yeah, to be more concrete, more specific. So the first year of life, 2 years of life are the most important because again, it's the foundation, is when the models are established, right? So we come into this world, we come being who we are, as we are from our own seed. And then we meet these wonderful beings, human beings, our parents, or whoever is there, a parent, or whoever is there that plays that role in attachment theory. It's the primary caregiver called. So it's not necessarily the biological parent, but whoever plays the primary role in our care. And this person is a human being that has been in this world for a while and has learned and been domesticated and conditioned into the ways of the world. And this human being has the best intention, uh intense, truly, like, I mean, love is the easiest to be expressed towards our children as a parent because it has our instincts in it. It's not like somebody, a stranger. It's not a stranger, it's somebody that even physically came to this world as a mother, through our own oven, through us, right? So we want to love
Mm.
this little human being, that it's cute and delicious and adorable, and if it has all the fingers and toes, it's perfect, right? So we want to love, but then we are met by our own limitations caused through our own personal history, right? We
Yes.
are met by our own attachment style, right? So if I, as a mother, I have an insecure attachment style based on my personal history, then this little wonderful baby becomes the object of my love,
Mm-hmm.
but I relate to it based on my wounds.
Mm-hmm.
So the love that I truly want to be perfect, and I'm doing my best to be perfect. I really want to be a good parent, a good, mom for this being. But then from that, just first initial falling in love, then reality or the world comes in, and the parent, now the more unhappy and unfulfilled and wounded a parent is, the more it's going to wound,
Mm-hmm.
right? Without wanting so, with the best intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Wounds are not meant to be punished or judged, or they're wounds. They
Okay.
hurt and they need healing, right? So from my insecurities, from my fears, including of not being a good mom, and also from life, like based on where I am at my point in life, maybe I'm struggling financially, maybe I'm struggling with depression, with postpartum depression, with pressure from the in-laws, from the work, from the difficulties in my couple relationship, maybe with the other children, with all sorts of pressures and expectations and demands that I'm caught in. So my space with my baby is contaminated by all of this. And then I'm trying to do my best, but I'm a human. And but at the same time, the mechanisms engaged continue to play out, and not in the healthy way, but
So
they
give me an
continue.
example of that. So for example, you have a mother who in the beginning, because it's that initial contact with the baby, regardless if it's a biological or not, it's a baby. It's like a cute little thing. I want to take care of it. I want to love it. And I am. But then reality kicks in. The history of how I live my life, how I express love kicks in. And
Yes.
regardless of the fact that this little human here in my hands need my help and my love unconditional, how am I not giving it to create that wound, the original wound? This
Yes.
is what
So a synonym for love, in my view, is openness.
Mm,
So how open is my heart, is my being, shows the amount of love that I can give
mm,
and receive.
absolutely.
It's a two-way street. It's not, as a parent, it's not just giving. It's giving and receiving as one.
Mhm.
And we can see like we give in our way. Often we give in what we think we need, and we give to others without really listening or hearing what they need at that time. We give in our terms. We give conditional as well, like sometimes sacrificing myself, or but all of these dynamics again, they're not pure, they're not clean. So giving, I give, but I give based on how open my heart is. And it's one thing to want to give rationally. I want to give. And then how open is my heart to give? And this is again, like we started with parenting and babies, but this is about relationships across lifespan. And the same patterns are, we can view them later on in parent adult children relationships, or couple relationships, or friendships, or so these are patterns, these are dynamics that are in any close relationship, even at work, like with
Yes.
bosses and authority and parental authority figures, right? They are enacted, they are re-triggered based on the ones, right? So I
Yeah.
don't want necessarily to put the focus on parenting only.
Of
Again,
course.
the theme, it's overall loved ones, but this is how it's starting. These are the
Yes.
first models, and how, again, if we see love as the degree of openness versus closing, and the primary need for openness is safety.
Mm,
I need to feel safe
absolutely.
to open up.
To open
I
up.
need to feel safe to even be me who I am, rather than putting all sorts of masks and behaviors and coping mechanisms and all of these embellishments that I learned in my experiences, in order to means conditioning,
Yes.
order to get love, get what I need. And the focus is on me, and often disregarding the other person or what they truly are, but mostly what I see, what I expect them to be, right? So we move from here, from love, pure, unconditional, we go into this fantasy lens, or expectations lens, or demands lens, or courts lens, and we move away and get lost in all of those. But those are not the real. They're constructed, they're right. So in love, we have to understand that all of these are dynamics, are patterns of interacting, of relating.
Mm,
They are not who we are.
yes.
And related to this, I love Gabor Mate. He's amazing in terms of, he's also talking about attachments and also parent-adult children relationships. He's just amazing. I'll present at a conference in March, and he will be presenting the same conference, so I'll have the chance to meet him in person, and that's delightful. But one thing about that he mentioned, that it's so true, so real. He says that we um, give up on authenticity, on who we truly are, for the sake of attachment.
Mm,
So, in this process of getting love, receiving love, having the needs met, being secure, I move the object of my well being, including who I am, outside of me.
yeah, and my own needs being outside.
The fulfillment of my needs, it's outside.
Yeah.
So as a little one, that's normal, because I don't know how to take care of myself yet, including my emotional needs. So I need this modeling. So based on how others are taking care of me, they also teach me how to internalize that and learn to take care of myself, including for my emotional needs. When that's not done in a healthy way, I don't know how to take care of myself. I don't know how to take care of my emotions, and nobody's teaching me, nobody's guiding me. And I learn from the outside instinctively. I copy those models and I become the same. And I still seek outside of me everything that I need. And this seeking, again, my well being, my health, my happiness, my safety, it's outside of me, whether in a person that I make the object of my love or in other things. If it's not working with humans, I'm going to distract myself with other things, with my career, with making money, with other things, right? So in
Yes.
this way, this is the primary rupture where I the source, remove it, the source of my well-being, of meeting my own needs from the inside outside. It's as if I have my own lungs and I'm perfectly capable to breathe, and they supposed to breathe for me and ensure my breathing. But I believe that I don't know how to breathe, and my lungs are in the other person, are outside, and the other person is supposed to breathe for me. Otherwise, I cannot survive. This is the feeling that it's left in us since early on. And then we go through life and engage in relationship with these feelings, right? And again, these are feelings, although they are connected to thoughts and beliefs, they're not rational, they're emotional,
Yeah.
right? So this loss of authenticity, I'm giving up who I am, what I was born and created to be from my own seed. I'm giving that up in this imaginary trade of getting love, of
Yes.
attachment, right? And I lose myself. And I start to see myself through the eyes of others, through these interactions. And instead of me being me, the full seed that keeps growing into the tree that I am, I see myself as not being good enough, not being worthy
Yes.
of love or care or attention, of not anything I do, it will never be enough, because the more I try, the more I change myself, the more, nothing really gives me what I always needed. That love, that again, love, it's unconditional, that pure love, clean, uncontaminated, no agenda, no expectations, no ropes, no demands, no pushing, no pulling, no conditional love. I'm still searching, seeking for that until eventually I get lost or I give up and retreat in myself. But it's still a place, an unhealthy place of suffering, right? So then and the purpose of our discussion, it's first of all to bring awareness, to understand these mechanisms. Because if I don't know them, if I don't understand them, I don't even know what hits me and why do I act this way I act. And then guilt comes in as a parent, as a child, as a lover. And there are these two big forces in human dynamics. The opposite of love is fear. Fear of loss, fear of rejection, fear of abandonment, fear of not being good enough, fear of failure, so fear of success, so many fears, right? And with fear also comes another layer, which is the guilt. Fear and guilt, and then love, right? And again, these patterns, this where in this process we lose ourselves. We don't lose ourselves, because we are still who we are, no matter what. We cannot lose that. But our image of ourselves is misconstructed, it's lost from who we truly are, and that creates our beliefs. If I believe that I'm ugly, I think I'm ugly, but doesn't mean that I'm ugly. It means that I believe that, I see that, I perceive that, right? If I believe that I'm completely worthless and I don't deserve even to exist, my experience, my life is created based on these beliefs. I create my life based on these beliefs. They're called negative beliefs, but it's not the truth. It's not the truth. So when we
Okay,
understand this mechanism, yes,
so these wounds are formed in primary couple of years, let's say, and as
the
you said, it's
original
not
point.
only about kids and babies, and it's about everything in life, because as we look at any relationship that starts in the baby phase, which is very interesting, and anything from there on all levels, all relationships. So wounds are formed because our needs are not being met unconditionally. Am I getting it right?
Close enough. Yes, yes. Yeah, it could be said that it's a bit more complex than that, but in very simple,
Very
direct way, you can
simple. I
say
was
that.
thinking for a 2-year-old that doesn't, or maybe 7-year-old that doesn't really speak this language. That's why I was trying to put it in that format.
Yes, yes, yes. So this unhealthy, and you are right. We learn them in the first experiences count the most because that's the original point,
Of course,
right? This is the first encounter, and we learn patterns,
of course.
right? So these are patterns of interacting, patterns of relating, patterns, and we relate to ourselves with ourselves, we relate with others,
Mm-hmm.
and we relate with life too. We have a relationship with life itself based on this that fits in these patterns as well, and then we trust or you don't trust life and divinity, and so everything becomes a relationship,
Of course.
right? But these patterns of relating, it's like a software program that it's in there. We act based on them, right? So then it's important to go to the original wound, the origin, like when was this formed and how was this formed?
Mm.
And understanding that, then we can untangle the tangled balls and clear them out and free them and choose again, choose based on the present, but based on who I am in the present. Because maybe when I was a little kid, yes, I needed others to take care of me, to provide for me. That was the stage in my life. But right
Yes.
now, at the age where I am my own person. I am I am what I am, and then I can take ownership. I can take back the keys for my own life, for my own happiness, for my own well-being. I take them. I gave them away. I take them. I take my crown, as we were talking before as well, as the queen, as the king, as the sovereign um, person owning, claiming my life, only my life, nobody else's, only mine, because only this one was given to me, right? And then with that, I take my power back and I learn, including through self-parenting, as I call it. I learn to be the parent that I always needed and didn't have the chance to have, to be that parent for myself in the present. And whatever wounds, whatever, some of them need to be healed if they're coming from traumas and wounds, they need to be healed, because otherwise, no matter how much I try to manage them, they are still there and they are still active and they are still triggering, right? So I need to heal them so they can properly be closed. And then I need to learn how to meet my own needs, how to hear me, not what I think I supposed to be, or say, to see me for what I am, how
Absolutely.
to soothe me, how to, Daniel Siegel, he also talks beautifully about this 4S of parenting. So first is safe, to provide safety. In the present as an adult, I need to be safe with myself. I need to trust, to learn to trust myself,
Yes.
to trust my word. So for that, I need to keep my promises, my word to myself. Then the second S, it's soothed, to calm myself down, to regulate my emotions, to know how to make myself feel in balance again and recover from hurts and pains,
Mm.
right? And so this self-parenting, it's my job now,
As an
and
adult.
I assume it. as an adult. I assume the healing, I assume the reparenting, I assume it all. And in this way, I claim fully the keys of my happiness, of my life, as being in my hands. I use them. I take the responsibility as responsibility, the ability to choose, to respond to everything that it is, to respond so I can protect my best interest. I protect my well being. I protect my happiness. I build my happiness. And this is my own doing. It's no longer outside of me. And then I give away my power and I'm at the mercy of whoever or whatever is the most significant one, the object of my love in my relationship. I take this belonging to me, just like the lungs belong to me and they help me breathe me through myself, through my own lungs. I reclaim this. And then when I enter relationship, I take care, I assume the responsibility of the self-care, of the self-healing, of the self-parenting. I take this. And then when I enter in a relationship, it's balanced. It's like two trees in a garden. Each tree is growing. It's vertically in its own direction. It's being what it is. And the other one, I give back their own right to be what they are, as
Mm.
they are, independent of me. No more ropes attached, no more strings attached, no more pushing and pulling, expecting, demanding. No, it's you can be you as you are fully in your own terms. And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what I think, right or wrong. No, you have full autonomy, full right over your own life and
Yeah.
being what you are, authentic. Give back the right that I claimed unlawfully against the divine laws. To be what you are, to be authentic, to be real, to be what you are, independent, no more conditioning. If you are not what I want you to be, how I expect you to be, in my own liking, in my own image, in my own desires and agenda. No, I drop all of those ropes
Yeah.
and you can be what you are completely. And I take back my autonomy, my authenticity. I am going back, returning to what I am and create a space in my life to be fully the tree that I am and to keep growing
Mm-hmm.
to full accomplishment into what I've always been and I am meant to be. And
Yeah.
in this way, love is restored. And there is this space, shared space. Love is not a feeling. Love it's a state of being.
Okay, the being, absolutely.
It's not a coin, trading coin. It's not an emotion only. It's a state of being. So I give love because I am love.
Yes. Well, I think love in our society, it's entangled with romantic love. Not
That's
the
one aspect,
not.
yes.
It's somehow it's believed that that's type of, and it's love. It's yes, there are different types, of course, but
Different
it's
manifestations, different yeah, expressions of
yeah,
love.
expressions probably. It's yes. Okay, so healing the wounds of love or love wounds. So what I'm learning from hearing you talk is that first we have to acknowledge them,
Yes, yes,
right? We acknowledge that we have them, we have experienced conditions and limitations from others who have been around us in primary years. But then what I'm also hearing is that as an adult, it's our responsibility to take on our own lives and do our best to um, learn how to have healthy relationship first with ourselves.
yes,
If we want to
yes,
go out there and develop any type of relationship, with anybody else, right? But there is
Yes,
another component.
absolutely.
There is
Yes.
another component to get there, because I forget the author, but I strongly believe in that the body does keep the score. And as you said earlier, we just react. And
Yes.
often we don't even know was that. Like when we say, was that me? Like, yeah, it's part
Yes.
of you. Now, body keeps the score. So we do need this healing. And the
Yes.
healing, it's a process, just like anything else. Often people say, so how many times do I have to see you, like as a therapist or as a practitioner or as a healer or as a, and it's like the answer I always give is like, as long as you feel that your past still it's hurting you, you haven't made peace with who you are right now, and you haven't made peace with your past, with you in the past, and the people that have been in your past. So I think there is truth in that, because unless we have that peace and understanding that that was then, as you said it, as a child, we have no choice, because we are fully dependent on the people that are caring for us. But as we get older, we do have a choice. And
Yes.
it's interesting though, some people choose to look at this and understand, or seek to understand, to be able to transform or heal, or allow themselves to be, as you said, that tree that they were born to be, rather than, if I'm um, an apple tree now wanting to be a pear tree, wanting, just accepting what I am. So how, what determines, I'm curious now. I'm curious, what determines the choice to want to receive or reach this healing and peace, and the choice of, or how do you bypass that? Because I think the attachment is a good point, because some, out of fear, will do anything to just be accepted, to be loved, they will become anything that they are not, just to be loved, or to at least have the belief in that moment or in that stage or period of life that I'm loved and I'm accepted. And others who will withdraw or stay away or not want to have anything to do. It's not safe. It's not, I can't trust, not even myself. Therefore, I'm going to be on my own. So, how do we reach
I hear
a
you.
point,
That
where
point.
we
So
can make
it's,
healthy choices?
yeah, it's
If there is,
personal. Sometimes this choice is coming from, as they say, when we reach the rock bottom, when we've tried everything
Mhm.
and nothing has worked, and we feel defeated. We fall in our knees, and we feel hurt and disappointed and wounded, deeply wounded, and say, I cannot. I've tried everything.
yeah,
Nothing has worked. Please help me. And then there is this shift where, because we ask for help, we give consent, where yeah, we are taking over, and the new space is opening up, and with that new energy, it's like, no, if there is an answer to this,
mm,
I demand to find it, to be given, right? And because we ask again, it will be given, but we need to ask.
yeah,
So that's a turning point, where instead of going chronically, the Romanian saying, the boala lungă, moarte sigură, the long illness, it's sure death, right? Where chronicle, it's like, yeah, yeah, I kind of, sort of, but no, forget about it, dismiss it, like not thinking about it. But they say, no, no, this is important for me. I want to figure it out. And then again, the first step is to move the object
mm,
of love from the outside, whether it's a person or our child or our work or whatever it is, to move it inside and to say,
yeah,
you know what, I'm going to find love. And the first person that I'm going to find love with is myself.
yeah.
It's me. I will be the number one because I live with me day and night for the rest of my life anyways. I would better have a good, reasonable relationship, loving relationship with me. Because if
Yes.
I don't have it, everything, it's an extension from there.
Mm.
If this primary relationship, it's not in balance, it's not in love, in the space of love, but self-hatred, beating, judging, harsh
Yeah.
criticism, nothing is good ever been good enough ever. So this is number one person that I'm willing to create a harmonious love, and I'm willing to love, to learn what love is, true love is, and I'm going to practice it with myself. If that requires healing, yes, I'm going to give myself healing. If
Yeah.
that requires nurturing, if that requires guidance, if that requires, so to me, yeah, this is a number one, but the number one relationship is vertically with self, with capital S, not just the little s self, but capital S self,
Yeah.
vertically connected with my source. So that's what I receive everything, from where I receive everything, and it flows through me, right? And if that relationship, it's aligned, it's one, it's in balance, everything, it's an extension from there, everything,
Yeah.
including my little s self, right? So
Yes.
this is, and in that way, I'm not living for the rest of my life. Oh, I want to love, but I have nobody to love. I
Mm.
have no object of my, I have no partner I have, and then I suffer. And no, it's not out there. Come back, come back. The kingdom is inside. Come to the origin, go back to the origin, go. And this is the space where you experiment, you practice, you learn, you heal, and you
Yeah.
take full ownership. And it's here. You no longer need to give yourself away to become who you are not. To no, you claim it fully with your life. You claim your being, your love, your happiness, and from there everything again, it's an extension, like in parenting. To me personally, I believe that the greatest gift truly we can give to our children is our own healing.
Our own happiness, really, because the children desire for for the parents.
Exactly, because then we model that, we give that, we raise them in that space of love, in
Yes.
that energy of love, if you want, state of being. So the object is not there, including the child, because that's where disruptions in attachments and wounding in attachments come to. Because if you are the object of my love, you are just an object. First of all, you are not you anymore. As a child, you are what I need you to be, what I want you to be, and then I'm attached to that, dismissing you, not seeing you who you are, not giving you the right to be who you are, not attending to you as you with your own needs, but only to what I think, to
Mm.
the image that I create of you, right? So no, nobody should be the object. Everybody should be what they are, not the object, including of love for anybody else, because then again we enter these dynamics, unhealthy attachment dynamics versus love that is free and unconditional.
Yes. Hmm.
So I think we will start wrapping up, so it won't be too long today. Although this discussion could go in many aspects and direction, and there is a lot to be shared about this. But before we will integrate everything, maybe you can, Paula, Felicia, maybe you can share to your own receiving what, also to summarize a little bit, what resonate with you in our discussion today, and in this way, whoever listens to our dialogue might also be able to take these insights and learnings and resonances.
So I think I just summarized it somewhat because I understood by you bringing up the beginning of how everything starts when we are born and how we are looked after and how the people that are taking care of us and care for us and love us, the desire is there to want to be the best they can be as parents or our kids caregivers, to love unconditionally.
Yes, yes,
Yes, the wounds from their own upbringing, their own surroundings, their own experiences are impeding upon this beautiful love that can otherwise be free and this understanding that love is conditioned by you do this, or if you don't do that, or if you're not being like that, if you don't talk like that, if you don't look like that, if you don't follow these rules, if you don't, then that means you're not worthy of being loved. So therefore, what's happening in our world, worldwide, I'm not enough, shame and pain, and it all comes from there. So now I'm on a quest to understand more, to even heal more. I think I worked on this myself, but I think the message that we may want to give today with this topic is the fact that we are all wounded, more or less.
Yes, it's
So
true.
please inquire, like look into, not outside of yourself for the needs that you feel you have, because we all have all that we need inside. And I point to my heart because I think the essence of our being is in our heart, in our soul. And that's what actually connects us. And what's interesting is now what I'm gathering from our conversation today is that it's no longer a one-to-one healing. It's worldwide healing, it's community healing, it's the healing that is needed on this planet Earth to be able to transform all these disasters that have energetically been created by our energies and belief systems and wounds, to turn into a pure love and allowing people to be who they are and be happy for their beauty, regardless of how we may look at or interpret or feel that is right or wrong, because there is no such thing. It's like you mentioned about the trees. I love that. You, we, God planted that seed, or, as you said, even with children, we give birth to these children, but they're not ours. We didn't create
Yes,
them. We participated,
yes,
and we have a responsibility now bigger than ourselves to,
yes,
raise them and teach them and love them unconditionally. So I think it's wonderful that there is hope. What I
yes.
get, there is
That's
hope
certain.
for healing to take place, to be able to flourish and enjoy life on all levels, and understanding that everything we seek outside of ourselves, believing that that person, that substance, that whatever is outside of us that we believe that will give us what we need, resides within.
Yes,
So I think
absolutely.
just that, I don't know. Have I
Yes,
summarized it?
beautifully, beautifully. And yes, it is about family healing, community healing, overall humanity healing, but it does start with us.
Of course.
It does, and our job is actually only what belongs to us. And if each of us take fully that responsibility, then it's an expansion. And but our own responsibility, it's only to what belongs to us, our own healing. I cannot demand on others to heal for my own sake. That's again, in a way, abuse of power over the life of somebody else, even when with the best intentions, when I want them to be well,
Yes.
but I don't also condition my well being on the health or unhealth of others. I cut off the cords and I reclaim. I can be well. I give myself permission to be well, to be happy, to be all I need to be within my life, within myself, without the strings attached. And that's not selfishness as we sometimes confuse it with,
Yes.
it's self responsibility. And for others, the best we can do is from the love that we give ourselves, the love that we are, like a sun, we spread that around. And love is healing. Love makes miracles happen without even the intention, just as an extension.
Yeah.
And so our only job is related to our kingdom, to our life, to what belongs to us. And when we finish that, then okay, we can, but we need to finish this first, and it
Oh,
might never be.
I 100% agree. And I think what I was gathering from this is the fact that yes, We're responsible for us. What I meant by community is that oneness idea, because when we understand the wounds and the pain,
Yes.
then we look at others differently. We no longer have that expectation.
Yes, exactly.
We
Exactly.
are responsible for how we feel, how we think,
Exactly.
how we,
Yes.
the love that we need is right here. It
Yes.
doesn't mean that I don't long to have that exchange at some levels, right? But it starts here. You're right. It starts
Yes,
out.
yes, yes, yes. And then again, when we do our own job, when we are what we need to be without any conditions from the outside, I give myself permission. I don't need to please anybody else. I don't need to heal anybody else. I don't need to make somebody else feel better or resolve their problems for me to be all right. When I give myself permission back to be all right unconditionally, then from being what I am, I give what I am. And others can choose and take from that freely,
Feel
unconditionally as well, without demands, without strings attached. So I will close our meeting today with a little story from my storybook, from the stories of consciousness, and the little story about love. Somebody with lots of wounds and also trying to heal, and somebody else dear with lots of wounds went to a physician actually and said, okay, doctor, so what do I do about all of this? How can I help the other person? How can I solve all of this? How? And the doctor says, well, to every problem that you have, there is only one answer. Really? What's the answer? Love is the answer. Love? What do you mean love is the answer to it is? Okay, and what if it doesn't work? If it doesn't work, increase the dose.
Yeah.
So we increase the dose towards ourselves first from the source. When we don't, we ask and we allow ourselves to receive. And from there, flowing through us, we increase the dose for everything and everyone around us as well. So thank you, Paula, Felicia, for this
Mm.
beautiful conversation today in the name of love.
Thank you too.
And
So yeah, it was wonderful. And well, from my heart, I'm sending love to you and to everyone who's listening in the hope that they can take it and empower themselves to reach inside for that love that they have.
so be it. Thank you. And we'll meet each other next time then.
Yes. Bye
Okay.
for now.
Bye.